What if I told you that some of Hollywood's most beloved stars, the ones who smiled on red carpets, charmed talk show hosts, and ruled the box office, were actually the biggest troublemakers the industry ever produced? Behind the designer suits and polished interviews were egos so wild, tempers so explosive, and behaviors so messy that studios had to work overtime just to keep the public fooled. So buckle up, because you're about to meet 20 Hollywood figures whose bad attitudes, reckless behavior, and out-of-control egos earned them a spot on this list. Here are the 20 biggest douchebags in Hollywood history. 20. Tom Sizemore. Tom Sizemore's place on this list is no surprise because his behavior often crossed every line Hollywood tried to set. His talent was real, but his reputation for fights, rage, and out-of-control choices made him one of the industry's most difficult personalities. The title fits him perfectly because he burned bridges almost everywhere he went. Directors stopped trusting him, studios refused to insure him, and even castmates kept their distance due to his unpredictable attitude. Instead of focusing on his career, he repeatedly fell into situations that pushed people away and built an image of a man who cared more about chaos than professionalism. His story shows how fast success can fade when someone refuses to take responsibility or treat others with basic respect. 19. Sean Penn. Sean Penn has long been praised for his acting skills, but behind that talent sits a reputation that made him one of Hollywood's most notorious hotheads. His place on this list comes from years of angry confrontations, public fights, and a pattern of behavior that left people exhausted. He often acted like the rules did not apply to him, which shaped his image as one of Hollywood's biggest troublemakers. Instead of using his influence to build strong working relationships, he gained a reputation for being aggressive and difficult, both on set and off. His history of intense outbursts turned him into a figure many avoided. And it is this mix of brilliance and hostility that earns him a solid spot among the biggest douchebags in Hollywood history. 18. Nick Nolte. Nick Nolte earns this spot because his reckless behavior and explosive attitude followed him through almost every stage of his career. His talent was never the issue, but the chaos he created around himself made him one of Hollywood's most unpredictable figures. People who worked with him often described the stress of dealing with his mood swings, loud outbursts, and complete lack of control during difficult periods of his life. Instead of building a stable reputation, he fueled stories that painted him as a man who pushed limits without caring about the fallout. His actions shaped an image that fit perfectly with this list, showing how his personal storms overshadowed his professional strengths and helped cement him as one of Hollywood's biggest troublemakers. 17. Scott Rudin. Scott Rudin's reputation made him one of the most feared names behind the scenes, and that fear earns him a strong place on this list. As a powerful producer, he used his position in ways that made people dread working with him. His temper was legendary, and his behavior often crossed lines that most professionals would never approach. Instead of guiding his teams with respect, he built an environment of pressure, anger, and emotional strain that spread through every project he touched. His actions shaped a portrait of a man who believed intimidation was a normal tool. That attitude turned him into one of the most disliked figures in the industry and secured his place among the biggest douchebags in Hollywood history. 16. Bill Murray. Bill Murray may be beloved on screen, but behind the camera, he gained a reputation that fits this list perfectly. Many co-stars and directors found him rude, unpredictable, and cold in ways that surprised those who admired him. Instead of bringing warmth or teamwork to a set, he often created tension with his dismissive behavior, sudden mood shifts, and harsh treatment of people around him. Stories about difficult shoots and strained relationships followed him from project to project, building a picture very different from the charming characters he played. His unpredictable attitude made him a person many avoided working with, and the contrast between his public image and private behavior pushed him firmly into the ranks of Hollywood's most difficult personalities. 15. Steven Seagal. Steven Seagal's attitude both on and off screen made him one of Hollywood's most openly disliked figures, and this spot suits him perfectly. His massive ego, unbelievable claims about his own abilities, and constant need to dominate every room created a reputation that overshadowed his early success. Many people described him as a bully who treated others poorly and acted like he was above everyone. Instead of focusing on delivering strong performances, he seemed more concerned with controlling narratives, starting conflicts, and bragging about things that were easily disproven. His behavior turned nearly every work environment into a headache for those around him, and his long list of controversies proved how deeply this pattern ran. His actions fully justify his place on this list. 14. Bruce Willis. Bruce Willis became known not only for his blockbuster roles, but also for an attitude that frustrated directors, co-stars, and entire crews. His behavior earned him a solid place here, because he often acted disinterested, uncooperative, and dismissive on set. Many found him difficult to direct, as he gave minimal effort, refused to engage with scripts, and carried himself with an air of superiority that pushed people away. Instead of supporting the creative process, he frequently created obstacles with his lack of enthusiasm and rigid attitude. His reputation for being a challenge to work with grew stronger, over time shaping an image that matched the title of this list. His actions showed how a bad attitude can overshadow even a successful career. 13. Val Kilmer. Val Kilmer was incredibly talented, but his difficult attitude earned him a strong place on this list. Throughout his career, he gained a reputation for being demanding, moody, and nearly impossible to manage on set. Directors struggled with his constant disagreements, while co-stars dealt with his habit of acting superior and creating tension during filming. Instead of building healthy working relationships, he often pushed people away with unpredictable behavior and a lack of respect for the team around him. His actions caused delays, conflicts, and frustration on many productions, shaping an image that fit him perfectly for this topic. Val Kilmer's pattern of ego-driven clashes turned him into one of Hollywood's most famously difficult personalities, and it followed him long after his biggest roles ended. 12. Chevy Chase. Chevy Chase earned a huge fan base for his comedy, but behind that talent was a personality that made him one of the biggest jerks in Hollywood history. His rude comments, cutting sarcasm, and habit of belittling co-workers created a toxic atmosphere wherever he went. Many actors and writers found him dismissive, arrogant, and unnecessarily harsh, especially when things did not go his way. Instead of celebrating teamwork, he often clashed with cast members and walked around like he was above everyone. His years of disrespect toward colleagues built a reputation that no one could ignore. Chevy Chase became known not only for his humor, but also for his destructive attitude, solidifying his spot on this list without any doubt. 11. Edward Norton. Edward Norton's intelligence and skill made him a respected actor, but his controlling nature and constant need to rewrite scripts earned him a spot here. Directors found him difficult because he insisted on changing scenes, adjusting dialogue, and pushing for his own vision even when it harmed the project's flow. Instead of collaborating, he often acted like he knew more than everyone on the team. His battles with studios became famous, turning simple productions into stressful experiences for everyone involved. While his talents were undeniable, his behavior gave him a reputation for being exhausting and overly demanding. Edward Norton's tendency to dominate every creative decision made him one of Hollywood's most complicated personalities and a clear fit for this list. 10. Mike Myers. Mike Myers created iconic characters, but behind the scenes, he gained a reputation that fits this list perfectly. Many people who worked with him described him as controlling, extremely picky, and difficult to please. He often micromanaged every detail, from the script to the smallest part of a scene, leaving teams frustrated and drained. His strict demands slowed productions and created tension that overshadowed the comedy he was known for. Instead of being flexible or supportive, he insisted on having everything his way, even when it pushed others to their limit. His behavior shaped an image of a man who struggled to treat collaborators with kindness. Mike Myers' behind-the-scenes persona firmly placed him among Hollywood's most challenging figures. 9. Katherine Heigl. Katherine Heigl's career faced major setbacks because her attitude quickly earned her a reputation as one of the most difficult actresses in Hollywood. She openly criticized her own projects, frustrated writers, and angered producers who felt her comments showed disrespect for everyone involved. On set, she became known for demanding changes, arguing about scripts, and creating delays that drained the team's energy. Instead of appreciating opportunities, she often acted dissatisfied and was hard to work with, which pushed studios away. Her pattern of complaints and clashes with co-workers created long-lasting damage to her reputation. Katherine Heigl's behavior matched the title of this list, showing how ego and negativity can close doors in an industry built on collaboration. 8. Christian Bale. Christian Bale's talent is undeniable, but his explosive outbursts made him one of Hollywood's most infamous personalities. His temper became legendary after several intense meltdowns that revealed how quickly he could lose control. People who worked with him described the pressure of navigating his mood swings and perfectionism. Instead of handling stressful moments calmly, he often reacted with anger, which created discomfort on set. His commitment to roles was strong, but his harsh tone and intimidating behavior made collaboration difficult. Bale's unpredictable energy shaped a reputation that many studios and co-workers still remember. His moments of rage firmly secured his spot among the biggest douchebags in Hollywood history, proving how even brilliant performers can damage their image with unrestrained behavior. Alec Baldwin. Alec Baldwin's long history of explosive behavior earns him a strong place on this list. His temper became nearly as famous as his acting, and people who worked with him often described the stress of dealing with sudden outbursts and unpredictable moods. Instead of keeping conflicts private, he frequently carried his anger into public moments that damaged his reputation. On set, his attitude sometimes created tension that slowed down work and frustrated entire teams. His aggressive reactions toward paparazzi, co-workers, and even strangers helped shape an image of a man who struggled to control his emotions. Alec Baldwin's pattern of hostility made him one of the industry's most notorious personalities and a clear fit among the biggest douchebags in Hollywood history. 6. Russell Crowe. Russell Crowe built a strong acting career, but his fiery temper turned him into one of Hollywood's most famously difficult figures. He often clashed with directors, argued with crew members, and carried himself with an intensity that pushed people away. Instead of channeling his energy into calm collaboration, he became known for fights, heated arguments, and moments where he completely lost control. His ego and unwillingness to back down created stress for teams trying to maintain a peaceful work environment. Over the years, these incidents shaped a reputation that overshadowed many of his achievements. Russell Crowe's long list of aggressive encounters firmly placed him among the biggest douchebags in Hollywood history, making his behavior impossible for the industry to ignore. 5. Jared Leto. Jared Leto's reputation grew controversial because of his strange, uncomfortable, and often disturbing behavior around co-workers. He tried to justify his actions as part of his creative process, but many people saw them as attention-seeking stunts that made the sets unpleasant. Instead of focusing on teamwork, he delivered bizarre surprises and inappropriate pranks that pushed boundaries far beyond professionalism. His attitude during filming created tension and confusion, making it difficult for others to feel safe or respected. Off-screen, accusations about his behavior toward fans and young women added even more damage to his public image. Jared Leto's repeated pattern of crossing lines placed him firmly on this list, showing how his choices turned him into one of Hollywood's most disliked personalities. 4. Shia LaBeouf. Shia LaBeouf's chaotic behavior and long list of controversies secured him a high position on this list. His career started strong, but soon his arrests, violent incidents, and unpredictable attitude became the center of attention. Instead of growing professionally, he repeatedly acted in ways that caused harm to others and created constant drama. His outbursts, public fights, and troubled relationships pushed people away and made working with him a stressful experience. Directors and co-stars struggled to manage his behavior, and many felt he brought unnecessary conflict to every project. His aggressive actions and refusal to take responsibility solidified his reputation as one of the industry's most volatile personalities. Shia LaBeouf's repeated self-destructive choices earned him this place among Hollywood's biggest douchebags. 3. Charlie Sheen. Charlie Sheen's downfall became one of the most chaotic stories in Hollywood, and his reckless behavior made him an easy choice for this list. He unleashed endless drama through wild parties, dangerous habits, and constant conflicts that affected everyone around him. Instead of focusing on his career, he dragged co-workers into stressful situations and created an environment filled with tension and uncertainty. His unpredictable attitude caused production shutdowns, public scandals, and deep frustration among people forced to deal with him. His ego often made him act untouchable, even when his actions caused long-term damage to projects and relationships. Charlie Sheen's repeated pattern of destruction turned him into one of the biggest douchebags in Hollywood history and a symbol of wasted potential. 2. Mel Gibson. Mel Gibson's position near the top is driven by years of hateful outbursts, violent behavior, and offensive remarks that shocked fans and colleagues. His actions repeatedly crossed lines that most people would never approach, creating deep discomfort for those working with him. Instead of taking responsibility, he often made excuses or reacted with anger that pushed people even further away. His long history of troubling comments and aggressive encounters damaged his career and left a lasting stain on his image. The industry struggled to work with him because his behavior created fear, stress, and embarrassment among co-workers. Mel Gibson's repeated pattern of hostility and disrespect earned him one of the highest spots among Hollywood's biggest douchebags. 1. Harvey Weinstein. Harvey Weinstein stands at the top of this list because his actions caused widespread harm that changed Hollywood forever. For years, he used his power to intimidate, manipulate, and abuse people who simply wanted to work in the film industry. His behavior created an environment of fear where careers were threatened, voices were silenced, and countless lives were affected. Instead of supporting the talent he claimed to champion, he built a world based on control and exploitation. The scale of what he did made him the most hated figure in modern Hollywood and sparked a movement that exposed long-hidden abuse across the industry. Harvey Weinstein's actions placed him unquestionably in the #1 spot among the biggest douchebags in Hollywood history. When you look back at these stories, it's kind of wild how much chaos one person can cause in an industry built on image and illusion. Some of these stars tried to clean up their act, others doubled down, and a few never faced the fallout at all. But their behavior left a mark that Hollywood still can't quite scrub away, no matter how many years pass or how many new scandals distract the world. It really makes you wonder, how many more untouchable stars are hiding behavior just as bad, or maybe even worse, behind the scenes? If you want more deep dives into the real Hollywood that the studios don't want you to see, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a truth-packed breakdown. Your support keeps these stories coming. Who should we expose next?
What if I told you that some of Hollywood's biggest action stars, guys you've seen saving the day on screen, are some of the nastiest jerks off screen? Behind the tough guy personas, explosive fight scenes, and epic chases, these action heroes are hiding something far darker. From cruel behavior on set to shocking outbursts off camera, these stars left their mark not just with their on-screen heroics, but with their legendary bad attitudes. Here are 15 of the worst jerks in action movie history, stars whose behavior might make you rethink their heroic roles forever. Number 15. Steven Seagal. Steven Seagal rose to fame in the late 1980s and 1990s with martial arts action films like Above the Law and Under Siege. His on-screen persona projected calm control and mastery, but reports from behind the scenes tell a different story. Multiple actresses, including Jenny McCarthy and Portia de Rossi, have accused him of sexual harassment during auditions. The allegations describe inappropriate behavior and uncomfortable situations during what should have been professional meetings. On film sets, his reputation was equally troubling. Actor John Leguizamo has spoken publicly about an incident where Seagal allegedly physically assaulted him during the filming of Executive Decision, slamming him against a wall. Crew members from various productions have described his demanding behavior and inflated ego. Seagal also developed a reputation for exaggerating his martial arts credentials and connections to secret government operations, further damaging his credibility in Hollywood circles. Number 14. Val Kilmer. Val Kilmer's talent was undeniable in films like Top Gun and The Doors, but his difficult reputation followed him throughout his career. His stint as Batman in Batman Forever became infamous for behind-the-scenes tensions. Director Joel Schumacher publicly called Kilmer childish and impossible, describing how the actor refused to speak to him for weeks during production. Legendary director John Frankenheimer was equally blunt, stating he would never work with Kilmer again after directing him in The Island of Dr. Moreau. Co-stars often reported similar experiences. Kilmer would reportedly refuse to leave his trailer, demand script changes at the last minute, and engage in power struggles with directors. Marlon Brando allegedly became so frustrated with Kilmer during filming that he told him, "Your problem is you confuse the size of your talent with the size of your paycheck." These difficulties eventually impacted Kilmer's career, with many filmmakers choosing to avoid the drama despite his obvious acting abilities. Number 13. Wesley Snipes. Wesley Snipes became an action icon through the Blade trilogy and films like Passenger 57, but his behavior on set often overshadowed his performances. During the production of Blade Trinity, things reached a breaking point. Director David Goyer revealed that Snipes would only communicate through post-it notes signed "From Blade" and refused direct interaction with him or other cast members. Co-star Patton Oswalt shared stories of Snipes attempting to strangle Goyer and remaining in character at all times, creating a tense atmosphere for everyone involved. Snipes also allegedly spent most days smoking marijuana in his trailer, emerging only for close-up shots while his stand-in handled wider scenes. His tax troubles added another dimension to his problematic reputation. Snipes was eventually sentenced to 3 years in prison for tax evasion after failing to file returns for several years. The combination of on-set difficulties and legal troubles significantly damaged his standing in Hollywood for years. Number 12. Tommy Lee Jones. Tommy Lee Jones has delivered memorable performances in films like The Fugitive and Men in Black, but his gruff demeanor extends beyond his characters. Jones has developed a reputation for being notoriously difficult during press interviews, often giving terse one-word answers or appearing visibly annoyed by questions. His co-star Jim Carrey in Batman Forever experienced this firsthand. Carrey recounted a restaurant encounter where Jones told him, "I cannot sanction your buffoonery," making it clear he disliked working with the comedic actor. On film sets, Jones is known as a perfectionist who can be harsh with crew members and fellow actors if they don't meet his standards. While some defend his approach as professional dedication, others see it as unnecessarily cold and intimidating. Despite these interpersonal challenges, directors continue to work with him because of his undeniable talent, though many crew members have shared stories of walking on eggshells around the Oscar-winning actor. Number 11. Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris built his career on martial arts expertise and a stoic screen presence in films like Missing in Action and the long-running TV series Walker, Texas Ranger. Unlike some action stars, Norris isn't widely reported as being troublesome on set. However, those who have worked with him note his intense perfectionism, particularly regarding fight choreography. Norris would reportedly demand numerous takes until martial arts sequences met his exacting standards, sometimes creating tension with directors who wanted to move on. His competitive nature, formed during his championship karate days, occasionally surfaced when working with other martial artists. Some co-stars found his strict, military-like approach to filming challenging, particularly his insistence on punctuality and discipline from everyone around him. In later years, Norris became more controversial for his outspoken political and religious views, which sometimes alienated fans and industry colleagues who disagreed with his positions. These strong opinions occasionally created uncomfortable situations during promotional events. Number 10. Alfred Hitchcock. Alfred Hitchcock revolutionized the thriller genre with classics like Psycho and Rear Window, but his treatment of actresses revealed a disturbing pattern. His relationship with Tippi Hedren during the filming of The Birds and Marnie stands as the most troubling example. Hedren later revealed that Hitchcock made unwanted sexual advances toward her, and when rejected, subjected her to psychological torture on set. During the filming of the famous attic scene in The Birds, Hitchcock used real birds instead of the promised mechanical ones, subjecting Hedren to 5 days of having live birds thrown at her face, causing physical and emotional trauma. His controlling behavior extended to other actresses as well. He micromanaged their appearance, clothing, and even their personal lives in some cases. Hitchcock would reportedly ignore actresses who refused his advances, speaking to them only through third parties. While his artistic genius is undeniable, his abusive treatment of women under his power reveals a dark side to the legendary director that the industry largely overlooked for decades. Number 9. Gene Kelly. Gene Kelly charmed audiences in classics like Singin' in the Rain and An American in Paris. But behind that winning smile was a demanding perfectionist. Kelly's approach to dance rehearsals was notoriously grueling. He would force dancers to repeat sequences for hours, often reducing female dancers to tears. Debbie Reynolds, his co-star in Singin' in the Rain, recalled bleeding feet from exhausting dance rehearsals, and Kelly showing little sympathy for her struggles as a novice dancer. Donald O'Connor, another co-star, became so exhausted performing the physically demanding Make 'em Laugh number that he had to be hospitalized. Kelly was known to berate crew members who failed to meet his exacting standards, and would sometimes demonstrate open favoritism on set, creating a tense atmosphere. While his perfectionism produced spectacular results on screen, it came at a cost to those working with him. Many dancers reported feeling both inspired by his talent and traumatized by his methods, creating a complicated legacy for the song and